So, Roberta, just to give some introduction to my readers, could you please tell your idea about your company in just in a few sentences? What is Revalue It doing today, and what is the mission?
Right. So our company is to do with smart farming, and we currently are able to trace and certify olive oil, which is our beachhead market, for health, quality, and for traceability reasons. We are also offering consultation services for for transitioning farms towards regenerative agriculture. With the PARSEC, our objective is to be able to measure carbon sequestration. And it was not something that we thought would be our primary objective with the company, but it now seems to be more gathering more importance as we work toward this.
Right. I remember we had a very nice chat this spring where we talked about regenerative practices and agriculture and olive oils. And I wrote a small blog post about it. I did some small research about olive oils and studied all the science behind it. And I think that talk changed my point of view onto olive oil. So I don't buy olive oil as I did before.
Right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because now I know what is olive oil, what is quality of olive oil should be. Right. So could you tell how was your experience with PARSEC Open Call 1 and Open Call 2? How did it go for you, the whole process?
I believe the program is a very useful program. It has introduced us to sectors that we were not aware of, and with companies that we otherwise would not really connect with. The experience of the program itself was very positive. It was well organized. There was always feedback from the PARSEC team. The communication we had even prior, I believe, with the what's the chat that we had going? What was it called? The
Slack.
The Slack account, correct? Mm-hmm. So through the Slack account, it sort of gave a good feeling of being in a family where people were very open, mm-hmm. as well as the other account, not Bitrix, what's called the
hyperspace probably.
No, the other one, the Brink. No, the one where we connect.
Right. This is Brella probably.
Brella, exactly. Brella was good in connecting outside companies with us. Mm-hmm. It was also a good platform to connect with. The hyperspace was good to see some of the other participants' details, as well as some of the previous information, and all the documentation was all in one place. I had some difficulty finding the previous recordings of the talks we had. I don't think I ever found those, which should have been on the hyperspace. However, in general, it was very well organized, and it was very useful, time well spent, should we say.
What would you improve in the process overall, or some particular things?
I would improve more communication from the PARSEC team as regarding events, reminders, because typically companies coming into an accelerator already have quite a busy schedule. So as it was, we would actually have to review and somewhat go after the information ourselves. Whereas if the PARSEC could also help in reminding either upcoming conference or webinar or deadline or so forth, that would be an advantage. However, I know from those who had more time to spend with the PARSEC, they had an excellent connection with the PARSEC team, and they really enjoyed it and they found it very beneficial. So I think as a program as it stands is very well organized, but it can, for busy people, can be improved upon.
How many connections did you do during the time between Open Call 1 and Open Call 2? How many people you have talked to?
I'd say offhand about 30 to 40.
Right, that's a huge number.
We had obviously connected with people within the PARSEC program. Then there was the matchmaking as well, who brought in another, at least another 10 companies there. Plus from the different webinars that we were exposed to, there were more connections there. So overall, I would say around 30 to 40.
Amazing. Good. What are your current plans for the future after the Open Call 2 finished and you have won the competition and you're in the top 15 companies? What are your plans for the next?
So for Open Call 2, the plans for Open Call 2, or after Open Call 2, like from a year from now?
Yes, from a year from now.
Okay. We want to be in a position where we can bring in the funding to move an MVP toward a fully functioning product, and to be recognized as an authentic body for measuring carbon sequestration and issuing carbon credits. And that would be for European-wide. Yeah.
Actually, could you tell a bit more about a partner whom you found during that matchmaking process, and how did the pitch go? How did the preparation go?
The preparation, basically we are 3 partners in the consortium. The other 2 partners are external partners who were not in the PARSEC 100. And both have very distinct functions within the consortium. So the Belgian company Wernhert Products and Services come in with the management and designing the expansion of the growth of the technology. Then we have GGIS from England, who are coming in with the expertise of remote sensing data processing. And we are the people on the ground who know the needs of the farmers, who know how to take the soil samples in order to relate to the satellite data. So we're all having quite distinct functions. And as a team, we work well in order to achieve the success that we need of the product. We only met probably in the last 3 weeks of the PARSEC program. The preparation was primarily on our end designing the pitch deck, which we left quite open. We didn't put too much writing because as we were structuring the team, we weren't certain of what we would say where. So there was more of a graphic entity to it and less wording. So it becomes very flexible as a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And our CEO, Nicolas Netienne, presented with Peter, who presents Bernhard. So there were two during the final presentation for Open Call 2. And we believe it went well. It seemed like the questions that were being asked were answered on our team quite well. We only had 3 minutes. And I believe the presentation was quite well clear and understood because we kept things quite simple. So I believe altogether it was some work. However, allowing the different members to take the initiative in answering questions was a bonus in the presentation. Yeah.
We also found it's quite challenging to prepare a pitch deck and the presentation in such a short time, because most of the time you spend on finding partners, on coming up with a common idea, and then you have just a little time to put everything together, prepare it, and pitch it. So it was quite challenging.
Yes, I would say what helped us was we had already a lot of the information from the climate launchpad that we participated in, and some of the information that they're asking for in this pitch deck and the PARSEC was we were able to gather, for example, the market and this type of information. However, obviously we were pitching something different with the climate launchpad. So there was still a lot of work to be done. But we had the graphics, we had already icons and all these different things that we used very already done from before. So for us, it was not as tough as it would be if you're starting from scratch.
Right. Yeah, it's useful when you have materials to reuse, when you have a narrative and you can change it and add up.
Absolutely.
What is your biggest challenge for today, Roberta?
The challenge today is well, right now we have somewhat holidays, so our challenge is getting everything organized during holiday period because people are starting to go on holiday and then they're not at the same time on holiday. So we're jumping ahead to try and start with the program before September, which is the start of Open Call 2, so that we can already have some momentum when we start. So we're already doing research and other things, but I guess the challenge is at the moment, I think it will be organization in the near future, which we could solve maybe with an organization where management software like Bitrix 24 or something like this. We will definitely be investing in that so that we can actually organize the team more efficiently. And we're still on a learning curve because carbon sequestration is not something we have a lot of years of experience, but more like less than a year of experience on. So there still is a learning curve on the technologies that we can use in order to measure carbon sequestration and so forth. So there's still on our side a learning curve that we need to work through to make the best of OpenCall 2.
Amazing. Yes, and regarding the process organization, if you need help or consultancy from an experienced project manager, you know whom to call.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Right. Seriously, yeah, I have a lot of experience in helping teams to organize their processes, so this is my bread.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Roberta, the last question. What would be your suggestion to future startups who might apply for a similar acceleration program, or maybe second batch of PARSEC, if there will be some?
I would suggest to expect that there will be a lot of work involved, and that you need to keep up to date with the program, which takes personal initiative. And it is important that these are covered before applying. In other words, they understand that this will be something that will take time and energy to work with, and that if they're prepared to go and apply, if they don't have the time for an additional program and they think it will be a very part-time, 1-2 hours a week kind of program, then it's better not to apply and allow someone who has the time and energy to put into it and give them the opportunity. I think that's the important thing is it's not just going for the money or some of the contacts. You need to have the time and focus to give to the program to really take advantage of it.
So the commitment is really important for such kind of program.
Absolutely. Yes.
Very well said. Great. I don't have any questions actually. I think it's a brilliant part for that big article, your interview. I'll make sure to send you a draft of that interview before publishing it, so you'll have a chance to review. And yeah, I hope to get it done, I don't know, in a week or two and publish it quickly. Use the momentum.
Problem. That's great. I'll be away for I'll be back on the 2nd of August. So for me, I won't be able to. I mean, I'm leaving on Friday, and then a week later I'll be back. So if you don't have anything, basically I won't be able to respond before then.
Yes. I'll count on it. Great. Thanks a lot, Roberta. Don't take any time from you anymore. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure talking to you again.
Likewise, Elaine. Thanks very much. I wish you the best as well. We'll talk soon for the interview. And if there are, if we do need someone like you on board, of course, we'll contact you to manage the project or so forth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Very good. Thanks.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.